Rana, you see that? Do you see that? That's a greater siren. Greater sirens is a very large eel-shaped salamander that like you don't want to learn anymore about these salamanders? What's the matter? Oh man, I guess you're right. It's time to get to work.
Good evening, scientists. You caught me with my nightly reading session with Rana. She wasn't super into learning about salamanders tonight, and seeing as you asked for a video, I thought I'd teach you something cool. So here we go. What we have here is a website published by the EPA, and that website tells us basically how clean our energy is, or more precisely, what sources our power comes from. Our power meaning our electricity in our homes. So we can go to that website, and then what we can do once we're there is enter a zip code. Let's go ahead and enter 33157 and then click enter. That's our zip code for Palmer Trinity School. So let's see what the energy usage is like in our region, or rather what sources that energy use comes from. So once this page pops up, we can click for Light and Power Company, click View Report, and that will generate a report. And what we will see is how much of our power comes from different sources. So what we have here is a nice little map of the United States. We live in this state, in about this area. And as we scroll down, what we have here is a chart that compares our fuel usage, a fuel mix comparison chart. And what that fuel mix comparison chart does is it compares the fuel mix percentage of sources used to generate electricity in our region versus the percent for the United States. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at that. Our region, as we saw on the map, is Florida, and we're comparing that to nationwide, the United States of America. So up top, we have our fuel usage in Florida, and what we see is these different categories. Non-hydro renewables, so that would count things like solar power, nuclear, which we've learned about, gas, which is a fossil fuel that's burnt, hydroelectric dams mostly, oil, burning oil, and finally coal, burning another fossil fuel, coal. So let's see what Florida uses. Florida uses approximately 2% non-hydro renewables. Things like solar. Kind of surprising for the Sunshine State, don't you think? Then we go to nuclear. We use approximately 12.7% of our power comes from nuclear sources in Florida. This little tiny green sliver is oil. That is approximately 0.8% here in Florida. This big blue box is gas. We use approximately 61.4%, or rather, our power is generated using 61.4% of natural gas in our region. And then finally, coal, which is 21.7%. So 21.7% of the power used in Florida is coal. How does that compare to the national average? Their non-hydro renewables in the US is quite a bit higher at 6.8%. Well, maybe not quite a bit, but higher at 6.8%. Hydro renewables, which Florida does not use any of, apparently, probably due to the lack of mountains here in Florida, is at 14.5%. but I know you all have researched a way that hydroelectric generation of power is possible in the ocean. So maybe that's something we could consider for Florida. And then let's go to nuclear. Oh, made a mistake. Our nuclear is 14.5%. So let's go ahead and fix that. 14.5% in the United States, and our hydro is smaller than that at 6.2%. That makes a little more sense given the size of those boxes there. Oil is very similar to Florida at 0.7% of all power created in the United States is 0.7% made from burning oil. And then let's go to our gas. Again, a large chunk. In this particular case, the United States makes 27.5% of its electrical power by burning gas. And then finally, burning coal. The United States creates 38.7% of its power burning coal. So that means in Florida, approximately 14.7% of our power comes from renewable energy sources, if you include nuclear in that mix. Nationwide, about 32.5% comes from renewable energy sources. Given how quickly global temperatures have been rising, I think we could do a much better job. How about you? I think we need to bump those numbers up to significantly higher amounts of the energy we produce. And you all are now experts in those many different types of renewable energies, and now can make an informed decision as to what you think we should be doing with our future energy consumptions. All right, now, have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the classroom. Bye-bye. Oh, one more thing. I want to give a special thanks to my co-star. Later, Gators.